What's up, guys? Iceman here. So, Diablo 2 Resurrected has been out for a couple months now, right? There's been a few enhancements, if you will, so called. Graphic enhancement, overhaul, a few changes here and there. Charcy's a fucking guy. Was that always the case? I don't remember. Was Charcy always a dude? I can't fucking remember. It's been a long time. Let me know in the comments below. Well, what else is different? I don't know. Golem's ugly as fuck. Oh yeah, we got the stash. We got the shared stash thing and this and that. That's about it, ain't it? So, what do you guys think? I mean, we have Project Diablo 2, Season 4, coming up. Yeah, that's right. It's the old school Diablo 2. As far as I see it, just the way we liked it. The art, the artistry and shit, and the backgrounds and shit. They say there was a charm to it, okay? Compared to what we get here. I'm not trying to talk shit about D2R. It's been kind of fun. My Barbarian's been fun. It's nice having the smooth frame rate. That's a big deal. The frame rate's a big deal. You see this? How smooth this looks? The fuck? Okay, I guess the little rogue. Yeah, the rogue received enhancements as well. Similar enhancements that Charcy has. He's probably a good mercenary. I don't know. He's probably okay with his bow. But just as it's always been, he's just not all that useful. You know, the rogue, the Act 1 mercenary rogue, he's probably just like he was in D2 Classic, where he's just not all that useful. Doesn't have any auras. Doesn't have shit. Just sucks ass. You know, but yeah, that's the rogue for you. But the thing is, dog, Project Diablo 2. Hell yeah. December 3rd. What's the fucking date? Today's the 25th, alright? So when I'm making this video, it's the 25th. So it's going to post on the 26th. But, yeah, the 3rd of December, December 3 is when Project Diablo 2 Season 4 hits. And who the toad is going to be on there with Ice Boy? Who the fuck's going to be playing that? Let me know in the comments below. Are you going to be there? Are you going to be square, dog? I'm going to be playing as a necromancer. And hell, I might even try an Amazon again. But yeah, I'm thinking necromancer. I'm thinking Bear Dodo. I know I ran it by a couple of you guys. I know Sam K, one of my patrons. Thank you, sir. May you have many wives. Sam K and I are just going over and some of the changes and D2 Project Diablo 2. Always get these two fucking games mixed up. In Project Diablo 2. And I may mention how the Werebear Dodo is receiving some buffs. He has the whole splash damage enhancement while in Werebear form. I think like up to a 40% increase in melee splash radius. And his shockwave has been improved and all sorts of shit. But the thing is, man, I think Project Diablo 2 is going to outlive Diablo 2 Resurrected if they don't do shit for this. Because I don't really know if they're going to do shit for this. They talk about the skill bar, but that's something that they talked about for this game was even released. You know, in the beta, it even had something Legacy and Resurrected skills or something like that. And they just both did the same shit. So I think they had this in mind for a long time. The whole skill bar thing. I think that's nice. I wish they could have that in Project Diablo 2, but I don't know if that's going to be the case. As I went over briefly in my previous video. Let me know in the comments if you guys think that's even possible. Do any of you dogs have an answer? Can you have something like a skill bar, an action skill bar in Project Diablo 2? Because they have it in Resurrected, but they might have had to do some fucked up shit to get it. I don't know. Oh, hell yeah. Hell yeah. I need one of these phase blades for my Barbarian. But Project Diablo 2, you have a big-ass stash. You have a bunch of skill balances where almost all skills have some purpose, all right? A hell of a lot more skills than what doing D2 Classic, like what we see here. You can have all sorts of shit. You can have a summon droid. You can have a Fireclaw droid. You can have a Fury droid. You can have so many different options, man. You can have a Golem Necromancer. Shit, there's even new skills added. You can have the Necromancer with summon archers for Season 4. I'm really looking forward to playing that. All sorts of item changes and balances. You have item depth. You can slam items with Shards of Corruption. It's out there. A Shard of Corruption. So it adds the item depth. You're not just looking for one Shaco and then you're done. You want like 20 Shacos, and you want to slam each and every one of them, and maybe get like the 2% chance of getting +1 to all skills on it. Then you have a +3 to all skills Shaco, or the slim chance of maybe slamming 2 sockets into it at once, or just bricking the thing and needing to find another one because it turns into a rare and you're fucked. You know, things like that. It just adds to the item depth, man. Oh, that's Toad. You have items like Grandfather, like Windforce, that have potential to be better than any rune word. 6-socketed Rune Force, I think, is returning for Season 4. Where you can potentially slam 1 to 6 sockets. Hell yeah. You have that thing be godly as fuck. I mean, I don't like how the arrows poof at the edge of the screen with your Amazon, so that's why I haven't really had a boson in Project Diablo 2. But that could be changed. But nonetheless, there's just so many fucking additions. And, I mean, probably one of the most notable ones. I mean, I think the one that I really enjoy the most is slamming items, all right? What I mentioned. I mean, it makes a new currency for the game and a new standard for trading. It's awesome. But another big thing is how there's endgame content. You can have endgame maps, and there's even endgame dungeons that require you to have a team to defeat and overcome. Because as we all see it, if you have a godly AF top tier character in Diablo 2 LOD or D2R as we have it now, you can run all the content just solo, you know, and just party members just slow you down. So it's kind of fucked up. Like, this game is a multiplayer game, right? And we start off like kind of needing each other in it. But then the way it ends is you don't need each other. However, in Project Diablo 2 mod, if you wanna go those lengths to endgame content, you do need each other in the end. In fact, you need each other more than you did at the beginning of the game. You got these dungeons and shit where you need several characters to overcome. And I haven't even played any of them. I hope to Season 4. So you guys should hit me up if you find the dungeon keys or whatever the fuck those things are. It kind of made me think of Veil of Ottercraft. How you do have to have a group. You have to have healers and shit. You have to have tanks and shit. And DPS characters, you know, things like that. So paladins, auras, you know, utility characters. Just shit like that. And because I think the maps do something like they'll have enemies immune to like everything but one element, and then there'll be other enemies that are immune to everything else, including that element, but not a different element, and things like that. So you need a few different character types to do them. I don't think any singular character can solo those the dungeons or whatnot. But yeah, the bottom line is, man, there's endgame content. There's shit to challenge your character when you have him or her or it just like, you know, really souped up. You know, there's a way to challenge them. Because as it stands in D2R, you get godly gear and you just face roll everything. It's not even a challenge. I mean, the enemies fucking, they practically heal you when they hit you. In some cases. I mean, these are just some of the reasons, dog, why I think D2R, and I hope it does, or not D2R, I hope it does, but I think it's going to have more of a player base and more of a committed player base at the least. Hardcore player base. Because that's where it's at, man. When you have... And the thing about Project Diablo 2 is that the modders behind it, they play the game, all right? And a lot of them, I'm pretty damn sure, have been playing it for a while. Like back in the day, they used to play the game, this and that. So it's not like what Blizzard has going on, where they just have a bunch of hirees who probably never gave a fuck about Diablo 2. And they're just, paid to do a couple things, to keep a few things up, do some maintenance. But I would bet that these hirees, they don't compare to the ones behind Project Diablo 2 who are just, they're really passionate over Diablo. And they're good with it. They use computers and shit. They do math and shit. Like, they do these calculations and shit. They see how we play. So they start to come up with good practical changes. Like for crafting in Season 4, you can now cube jewels to like a junk jewel where you can just stack them, right? So you can have stacks of 50 junk jewels just for convenience purposes, so you don't have to have a stash on a mule that's just full of jewels in every fucking slot if you want to craft a lot of things. The same can be said about the runes. You can stack the runes. You can stack the runes, you can stack the jewels, you can stack the crew jewels or whatever you transmute them into in the cube. You can stack all sorts of shit. You can stack the gems, you can stack the gems. You can stack the keys for Tristram and all that. Just all sorts of quality of life changes. All right. And, it seems like that with D2R, I think Blizzard, or whoever they are now, Vicarious Visions, is that what their name is now? I think that they had other things they wanted to prioritize. And it wasn't, unfortunately, just catering to the hardcore fans like they acted like it would be. They certainly wanted to prioritize a few other things. Half these fucking characters aren't even the same people. It's obviously they had something else in mind, rather than just wanting to give the fans what they wanted because this is our game or whatever they said. They had other shit that they had to prioritize, and it just makes me wonder. I don't know if they're as passionate about Diablo 2 as the modders behind Project Diablo 2. I don't think that's the case. And you guys should give it a try if you haven't yet. The Season 4 starting December 3rd. It's going to be toad as fuck. And I'm going to be on there playing a Necromancer. And just kind of looking forward to it. But let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think? Do you guys think that, say 2 years from now, do you think there's going to be a bigger fan base on D2R? Or is there going to be a bigger fan base on Project Diablo 2 in terms of sheer numbers that are playing? All right. Honestly, I don't know which way it's going to go. I feel like it's going to be quite close. All right, but I think those who are on the know, those who are willing to see shit for what it is, they're probably going to want to play Project Diablo 2 because it's just so expansive. All right, and LOD Classic, it just feels like such a base game compared to that. It feels like it's so incomplete. Once you start delving into endgame content and slamming items and things like that. And just the changes. It's like what it was back in the day when Diablo 2 first came out, where all of a sudden they added elite uniques, right? Like all of a sudden on a patch. You have all these unique items that were elite now. It was awesome. Windforce, Grandfather, all this other shit. Hellslayer. It was awesome. Shaco. And then all of a sudden they announced the rune words. You're like, oh shit, what the hell are runes? And you're like, oh, there's these things, and you put them in the items, and you can have them have these powers, and you got to look up how to make them. You got to make them in a certain order, otherwise it's just a piece of shit, and you can't do anything about it. You're just screwed. But these rune words are super powerful. It was exciting. And they had Uber Tristram. What the hell is that? Oh, there's this special event we've added to the game where you got to collect little things, little keys and shit. and you make the red portals, and you go in there and you kill the Uber Mephisto, Uber Bell, Uber Diablo, and you get this unique charm, and you're like, oh shit, a unique charm, hell yeah. Like, charm's only been out for like a year or something. Now there's this unique one. I was like, wow, this shit gives 3 to all skills. Then they said we have a world event. It's Diablo clone. Then it was just over, you know, and it was just done. And I remember reading all the changes every time they'd have a new ladder reset. All these changes, and they were big into it for a while, but then it just stopped. You know, they'd still reset the ladder, but it was just little bugs and shit every time, and there wasn't like content added and all that. But that's how Project Diablo 2 feels. Is there's this content every season. It's exciting. You're like, what the fuck are they gonna do? They're gonna add a new skill. They're gonna nerf this or that. They're gonna buff up this or that. They're gonna add new rune word. Who knows? They added some new rune words, didn't they? They made a couple uniques. Shit, they made a couple unique items. Some like beginner items that were fun to find while you're like running through normal and nightmare. And but it's just exciting every time there's a new season. You know, it's like back in the day when Blizzard was going full force on just, you know, trying to keep Diablo 2 active. It's kind of how it feels. But yeah, let me know if you guys are going to be playing it. And what do you think is going to be kind of the go-to Diablo a year from now, let's say? Is it going to be D2R? Or is it going to be Project Diablo 2? Or is it going to be just some other Diablo 2 mod? Let me know in the comments below. Become a patron if you want. Appreciate you guys for supporting the Ice Boy. More videos to come. Peace be with you.